Coming up on NT Daily News, find out why 40 Denton residents can't go home right now.
Also, find out why a Fort Worth Catholic church is being forced to shut down.
Then find out why former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort will be sentenced in federal court today.
From the Mayborn School of Journalism at the University of North Texas, this is NT Daily News.
Dozens of Denton residents don't have a place to call home right now after an apartment fire this Monday. Thanks for joining. I'm Caitlin Griffin.
And I'm Patrick Cleeth. NT Daily's Caleb Akpen is live at apartments where dozens have been forced out and are still unable to re-enter.
Here at the Providence Place 2 apartments in Southeast Denton, the effects of a fire on Monday are pretty clear. I had the chance to talk to a resident about exactly what happened. Early Monday morning in Building 16 of the Providence Place 2 apartments, Shalia Bent was getting ready to take her kids to school when she realized something was wrong.
They were actually fully dressed, and I was about to finish my youngest daughter's hair, and I was in the kitchen and we seen smoke. And my daughter was in my room and she seen smoke too, and she kept saying, "Mom, there's smoke in your room," but we didn't know where it was coming from.
Ben says she heard sizzling behind the wall in her room, and that led her to the location of the fire. After calling the police, she began to warn her neighbors about what was going on. That's when she says her son Marcel stepped in to help save others.
My son went upstairs and beat on people's doors to tell them it was a fire. And he signed language to the people. We have deaf people downstairs. We have Spanish-speaking people. If it wasn't for my son, the deaf people would have never knew.
Bent says she lost just about everything in the fire. In addition to her family's unit, 11 others were directly impacted.
Everything in my room is ruined. Beds, TVs, clothes. I'm going up there now to see what I can get from the kitchen.
When I left her, Bent was not actually able to get back up into her apartment unit in Building 16. All of the residents had been kicked out after an inspection. The fire department told me that re-entry will be determined by the apartment complex. Live in Denton, Caleb Akpen, NT Daily News.
The Denton Police Department is asking the public for help identifying a driver involved in a hit-and-run crash earlier this week. Denton PD responded to a car and motorized bicycle crash at the intersection of North Carroll Boulevard and West Prairie Street on Tuesday. Officials say the vehicle involved briefly, but drove away from the scene without helping the cyclist or providing legally required information. The cyclist was transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Authorities are asking anyone who may have information about the crash to call Denton Police.
One stop on Denton County Transportation Authority's Route 7 will be suspended until further notice. DCTA officials say service to the stop on Bonnie Bray and Emery Street is halted, while construction on Bonnie Bray continues. Bus riders can still use the southbound stop at Bonnie Bray and Panhandle Street.
Students on campus at UNT will now have a place within walking distance to vote for the upcoming local elections in May. NT Daily's Noah Borden is here to tell us about the City Council's decision.
Voted Tuesday to add a polling location at the UNT Greek Life Center for the general elections this May. The Greek Life Center will serve as both an early voting and election polling location for the City Council elections. This vote also came with the approval of a voting location at Robson Ranch and eight other locations in Denton. The vote to add these locations was a unanimous 6-0 decision. UNT students attended the City Council meeting to fight for a closer location to vote. They claim the reason for low voter turnout among college students is due to the lack of voting locations close to the UNT campus.
What I'm asking council members to do is what I'd respectfully say is y'all's job. Just give us the basic logistical support we need, which is a polling location within walking distance, to get students to come out and vote.
Councilman Don Duff of District 3 has faced backlash from students claiming he does not support the right for college students to vote in local elections. I was able to speak with him about these allegations. He told me, quote, "That is absolutely not true. I encourage these students to get out and vote. Even if they're only for 4 years, they deserve the right to vote." City Council elections will be held May 4th. For more information on the election and where you can find a voting location near you, visit votedenton.com.
A Fort Worth church is sitting empty, collecting city citation after city citation for unsafe conditions. They're currently in the middle of an international legal battle that has left doors chained shut. I caught up with parishioners and a lawyer to determine what that means for the congregation.
I get it. It's a building. I get it. But it was the center of our community. It meant a lot and still means a lot.
San Mateo Catholic Church of Southwest Fort Worth celebrated its last Mass on November 20th, 2016. The church had served the TP Barrio, a working-class Hispanic neighborhood, for over 70 years.
San Mateo was founded because of a pastoral need of the Hispanic immigrants in the area. That need has not changed. It's still here. A large number of the parishioners don't speak English. They're not wanted in other parishes. San Mateo has provided them a home that has been thriving.
Citing a decline in Mass attendance, Bishop Michael Olson of the Fort Worth Diocese closed the church. But that decision and reasoning haven't sat well with parishioners. They've appealed the mandate all the way up to the Vatican. After nearly 2 years, they received an answer this fall. The Holy See upheld the bishop's decision to close the church. But canon lawyer Philip Gray of the St. Joseph's Project says there is even more hope of a reopening today.
In canon law, there is no basis for closing this church, and that the people's right to pastoral care should be provided for. So if the law is followed, then San Mateo will reopen, and the people will be given a priest who will take care of them again.
Bishop Olson has received quite a bit of backlash regarding issues occurring in the diocese. In December, parishioners of another church issued a petition asking the Vatican to investigate his leadership. Its list of 15 grievances includes a closure and threat of removal and sale of San Mateo.
The Congregation for Clergy heard their case and rejected their recourse and upheld my decision.
But San Mateo parishioners are not done fighting for their community.
San Mateo! San Mateo!
They have already submitted a second appeal to a higher committee at the Vatican and are awaiting an answer.
So we, are ready to continue, and we're strong, and we'll continue until we can't anymore, and feel we're doing what needs to be done and what our families would have wanted done.
While the future of their church is uncertain, they are holding out hope. The church is located between two major highways. That land is worth a lot of money, and that's one reason why parishioners believe the diocese has closed it. I reached out to the bishop numerous times to no comment to no avail. Right now, the church is still standing but abandoned. Parishioners have also hired a civil attorney to ensure the church is not destroyed and the land is not sold before the matter is concluded.
The Denton County District Attorney's Office reports the jury has found John Tufts guilty of 3 counts of injury to a child. DA officials say Tufts did, quote, unspeakable acts to harm innocent children. Tufts faces a life in prison and punishment will start soon. Up next, Michael Cohen announced he's suing the president. Will he win behind bars?
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait.
Why was the basketball court all wet?
Why?
Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where did cats go on vacation?
New York.
Former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort will be sentenced in federal court today. The 69-year-old was found guilty of defrauding banks and the government and failing to pay taxes on millions of dollars he earned as a political consultant in the Ukraine. Prosecutors are asking for up to 25 years in prison and tens of millions of dollars in financial penalties. Manafort's case was first brought to trial by special counsel Robert Mueller as a part of his Russia investigation. Manafort pled guilty to witness tampering and conspiracy charges last year and will receive a second sentence from a different federal judge next week.
President Trump's former attorney is suing the Trump Organization. Michael Cohen says the company broke a contract, failing to pay him for the work he did as its lawyer. He states his work for the Trump Organization includes his recent testimony in congressional hearings regarding his business dealings for and with Mr. Trump. Cohen also cites a $130,000 payment to the adult film star Stormy Daniels that was given to her for her silence. He's asking to be reimbursed for trial and compensatory damages and all related costs. He was previously convicted of lying to Congress and tax crimes. He's set to begin a 3-year prison sentence in May.
R. Kelly's behind bars in Chicago yet again, this time for failing to pay child support. CNN's Kim Hutcherson has the latest.
He came here in good spirit, expecting to walk out. He didn't come here to go to jail.
R. Kelly is now back in custody after failing to pay more than $160,000 in child support.
He didn't have $161,000, so we tried to work some things out. It didn't work out.
I have been assassinated. I have been buried alive.
Kelly's new troubles coming just hours after a fiery interview with CBS News, where the singer lashed out when pressed on the sex abuse charges he's facing, blaming social media and scorned women for his latest issues.
Fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You killing me, man.
The producer of Lifetime's docuseries, Surviving R. Kelly, says she doesn't buy his outburst.
I thought I was watching Matt Damon's SNL performance of Brett Kavanaugh.
The parents of Jocelyn Savage, who claim Kelly has purposely kept their estranged daughter from them, say the interview was disturbing.
That's what I'm praying for Mr. Kelly, to get some type of help.
I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
Kelly's publicist released a statement Wednesday saying they hope to get the singer out of jail by next week. He's due back in court on March 13th.
Analysts say satellite images released earlier this week appear to show North Korea has started rebuilding the country's missile launch site. President Donald Trump says he would be disappointed in North Korean leader Kim Jong-un if reports are true. Trump's statement comes only a week after the president said said they had a strong relationship during the summit in Vietnam.
It's too early to see, but we have to solve a problem. We have a very nasty problem there. We have to solve a problem. The relationship is good. I would be very disappointed if that were happening. It's a very early report. We're the ones that put it out. But I would be very, very disappointed in Chairman Kim, and I don't think I will be, but we'll see what happens. We'll take a look.
The CIA has yet to comment on satellite images, which have raised concerns about if North Korea will abide with the U.S. request to end its nuclear program.
The state of Colorado and Masterpiece Cake Shop have reached an agreement. That's the bakery that refused to serve a transgender woman. The shop also refused to bake a wedding cake for a same-sex couple 7 years ago. According to Colorado's Attorney General, the shop and the state have agreed to end the dispute. The shop eventually won at the Supreme Court, which led to the administrative action from the state's Civil Counsel Rights Commission. Now the commission will dismiss the move only for the shop to release its federal court case against the state. The agreement does not prevent the transgender woman to pursue legal action on her own moving forward.
Coming up, we'll tell you about a new drug that treats depression.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait, why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the Cavs go on vacation? New York.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
A new drug has been approved for those that battle depression. CNN's Meredith Wood has the story.
Millions of people suffer from depression, but approximately 1/3 of those suffering from major depression are considered treatment resistant, meaning nothing works. Well, help and hope may be on the way. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration just approved the second ever drug and first one in a decade to treat those with treatment-resistant depression. The drug is Spravato, and it contains esketamine, the chemical cousin of ketamine, a powerful anesthetic which is used illegally as the club drug Special K. It's administered as a nasal spray and is fast-acting, a welcome change when other treatments like Prozac can take weeks or months to work.
All our previous antidepressants work by serotonin or norepinephrine. This mechanism is completely novel. It works on the NMDA receptor and turns on what we think are some long-term synaptic changes.
Side effects range from dizziness and lethargy to feeling drunk and temporarily disconnected from your body and mind. Because of its potency and potential for abuse, the drug will not be sent home with patients. It will be administered at the doctor's office, and patients will be monitored for at least 2 hours afterwards. For today's Health Minute, I'm Meredith Wood.
Refer to your doctor if you have any questions or to see if this could be an option for you.
On Monday, the FDA announced Apotex Corporation, a pharmaceutical company, is voluntarily recalling 4 batches of birth control. Apotex launched the recall after it was discovered some packs were missing pills and others had too many placebo pills. These mistakes make the medication less effective. Apotex has not received any reports of pregnancy, but patients who are concerned should contact their doctor. To learn more about the recall, visit fda.gov/safety/recalls.
Longtime Jeopardy host Alice Trebek announced yesterday that he's been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. The 78-year-old spoke about his prognosis, even joking he has no choice but to beat the disease because his contract isn't up for 3 more years. In a video on Jeopardy's YouTube channel, Trebek assured fans he's not going anywhere yet and is determined to win.
Just like 50,000 other people in the United States each year, this week I was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Now, normally the prognosis for this is not very encouraging, but I'm going to fight this, and I'm going to keep working, and with the love and support of my family and friends, and with the help of your prayers also, I plan to beat the low survival rate statistics for this disease.
To Jeopardy since 1984.
Doctors are seeking an alternate options to joint surgeries. Meredith Wood has all the details in today's Health Minute.
The platelets in your blood are known for their healing contributions in your body and carry anti-inflammatory benefits. Doctors want to hone those benefits into less invasive treatments for pain. One such option is PRP.
PRP is called, it stands for platelet-rich plasma. And it's blood that's drawn from a patient, it's spun down, and the platelet layer then is taken off.
Orthopedic surgeons like Dr. James Chappis are hoping it can be an alternative to surgery. He has used PRP injections to treat shoulder injuries and joint pain for years.
We always, in elective surgery, want to offer all the conservative measures before surgery. I don't think there's any patient out there that wouldn't rather have an injection than an operation.
Studies still need to be done on the effectiveness of PRP. While Chappis has seen positive results firsthand, he still warns it's not a miracle cure-all, but says it might be safer for some than surgical options.
There's no guarantees with anything in medicine, but what we always look at are risk-benefit ratios.
But with any elective medical treatment, make sure you do your research.
This is great therapy, it can do really well, but try to see where you're going and make sure that you're going to centers with doctors that are ethical and trained and board certified.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Meredith Wood.
If you're in pain, ask your doctor if this plan could be an option for you.
LeBron James passed one of the greatest players ever on NBA's all-time scoring list. Find out who that was next.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
LeBron James has achieved another milestone in his remarkable career. Last night, James passed Michael Jordan for 4th on the NBA's all-time scoring list. The moment came midway through the second quarter as he drove up to the hoop for a layup. There was an immediate standing ovation from the home crowd at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. That now set LeBron James with 32,311 total points for his career. Next up for James to pass on the list is another familiar name in Los Angeles, Kobe Bryant.
The city of Denton says a segment on McCormick Street will be permanently closed next Monday. The closure will allow crews to start utility work and prepare construction for the city's new Fire Station 3. The new facility is located on the west side of McCormick Street and is estimated to be more than 14,000 square feet. It's being built to accommodate growth in the area.
Breeders get a bad stigma for many reasons, but I spoke with a Denton Bulldog breeder trying to change people's perspectives. Gina Mazza and her husband consider themselves to be the top Bulldog breeders in Texas. Their yard is full of Bulldogs and the house is full of winning ribbons from dog shows.
I took Rex to a show in Arkansas this weekend and he got his championship title.
Gina says that she gets stereotyped due to the phrase, adopt, don't shop, so she's transparent about how the dogs are handled.
So we have about an acre, fenced-in acre up front. It's a triangle, and we rotate what dogs get to go out there. Yeah, they get a lot of exercise time. They get a lot of food. They're well fed. They're fat, kind of.
The dogs are housed outside but are either doubled up in a straw bed during the winter or taken back inside. All of iBulldog's 13,000 Instagram followers get to see the dog's living conditions through pictures and live streams. Gina makes herself accessible to her followers to build trust.
As far as getting likes, I think customer engagement, or not even customer, because I can talk to you or mentor you on how to breed or where to buy, and not even sell you a dog or a T-shirt or anything. I'm not really trying to monetize my audience, and I think that's what makes me different.
This has resulted in only half of her customers being local and the rest coming from all over America. The national business has forced her to expand her business into dog transportation as well. One of the reasons Gina became a breeder was because of the strenuous adoption processes.
And then the last straw was I was trying to adopt this Rottweiler named Samantha, and the group kind of hid her from me. I went home, I talked to whoever I was living with, and came back, and they're like, oh, she's gone. And literally in like 30 minutes.
Gina has rescued animals and encourages people to do so, but for the times when someone who loves bulldogs needs to find one, iBulldogs is there for them. You can find iBulldog's lifestyle on Instagram and Facebook.
If you stepped into the Union today, you couldn't miss Union Fest, with long lines, booths, and students leaving with bright green cupcakes. The annual festival began at 8 this morning by serving free breakfast. It featured movie showings, jazz performances, and a printmaking class. This festival celebrates the Union and what it provides for students, such as dining, student exhibits, and the events. The festival will continue tonight with a silent disco party and karaoke. That's our time for now. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time for NT Daily News.